This video will cover my progression on a brand new Paladin on a new server until level 50. Please be aware that this is for a new server, where there will be a lack of money, equipment and skills, but also a lot of competition for spawns. So in this scenario, you should look for uncommon places to hunt. Starting at level 8, I bought 2 exercise weapons. Not necessary, but I wanted to see how much it will get me, and the result was distance of 34. You could just play with no skills or offline train and skip the first day and get a similar result. Additionally, you should do the quest for the light shovel because it also gives you 1k, and having the extra cap from the light shovel is great for a paladin. Make sure to use your free travel teleports in the adventure skill to do this quest, or else you will lose half to traveling fees. Moving on, you need to look for a spawn where you can loot spears, and also a spawn that is close to a city to refill. For this, good options will be the Troll Caves of Edron or Avendendriel, the Swamp Trolls of Enor or Port Hope, and the Amazon Camps. On a regular server, it will be either the Amazon Camps or Swamp Trolls, because the profit will be high from the creature products, but because they're popular, regardless if they don't give that much money on a new server, others are likely to go there. So I thought outside the box and decided to hunt the Orc Cave of Edron, which is guaranteed to be free. I don't know if it was the best I could do, but it worked out, and if I wanted to, I could make loot packs. I hunted here until level 16, then I move on to my favorite spawn for my knight that was also on a new server at the time, which is the Ghostlands. I basically did the same lab that I used for my knight and explained on this video, and hunted this until level 23. Then I went to do the quest for the stealth ring at the Minotaurs of Darasha. With that, I returned to Ghostlands, but hunted the last floor with demon skeletons and ghouls. The stealth ring was only used for clearing the entrance in case it was lured, and for emergency situations where I could get blocked. Other than that, there is room to kite safely. My average experience hunting here was until 100k, and I did this until level 28. Then I tried out the second floor of the Edron Vampire Cave, which is roughly the same of demon skeletons and ghouls, but the experience was almost the same. However, a few people came by to the spawn, so I decided to go back to Ghostlands. At level 32, I move on to the upper spike, which is accessed by a portal in Khazard-dûm. I was hunting the southwest area of the second floor. The reason for this is because it has mostly gargoyles and mummies. The mummies are amazing for gold in new servers, but in regular servers they are even better because of the elven mining fluids. But also the gargoyles are very good in a new server as well, since they drop a lot of small stones which you can use for yourself to train your distance skill, or if you don't want to train, there will be a high demand for them in the market, going for more than 10 GP each if I remember correctly. So overall, it was great money and good experience, and as a bonus, they can be taxed for the killing in the name of quest. At 36, I briefly tested a rather unknown spawn located in Svargron, which has mammoths and frost giants. It was a decent alternative with good potential for profiting, as it has elephants as well, which can drop tusks. Those will be very expensive on a new server for people looking to do the Thief's Guild quest. And it also has a few witches, which can drop the back of apple slices for the donkey mount, another potential profit drop. But I wasn't lucky, and after 2 levels I went back to the upper spike. At level 40 I did a bit of Corins in Port Hope, which are always a solid choice but more likely to meet people there. And then I found my favorite spawn, which is the 3rd floor of the Mother of Scarabs cave. In here you will find mummies, scarabs and bombies. All of them drop a good amount of gold, so it's profitable, and it's a great place to get the most out of your holy missile. Since it ended up being very good, I stayed here until level 50, and that is it for the spawns I hunted. Besides that, I didn't do any equipment upgrades, as they are not necessary for a paladin. Instead, my money was saved until people started selling casks, and then I would buy a mana cask from them. Starting at around level 38, I was using my ethereal spear attack on every turn to improve the experience, and I was still making a profit despite using more manas, because the cost of mana potions is cheap as long as they are bought from a cask on a new server. So that's how I was spending my money, but I was also saving some of it for the first equipment upgrade, which was the Boost of Haste. Additionally, you should also aim for a composite horn bow, and when you get it, then switch to using arrows, otherwise stick to using royal spears for maximizing profit. Besides those 2 equipment pieces, you don't need anything else, and the next upgrade should be a tier 1 crit imbuement and mana leech as well. Also, if you get potions from casks, then use your soul points on making ethereal spears every time you're on the city, as it will be good for training your magic level and useful for hunting as well. That's all I got for this video. If it was helpful, consider subscribing, because I will make a few more videos for paladins. Thank you for watching and hope to see you again.